In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast. Fuck boys!
Fuck boys.
Oh,
Guys,
what was
That's a good
that?
one.
we are back to full strength.
Well, there's 4 of us here.
Yeah, back to full strength. That's what I said. Fuck face. I'm not here. Like, I love how you guys run your fucking mouths when I'm not here.
We didn't say anything bad about you.
Yeah.
We didn't say
We didn't
anything
talk
bad.
shit about you at all.
There was a little shit talk.
You listened to that episode?
Yeah.
No.
You are
I had a plane ride, man. Of course I listened to the episode, you fucking pricks.
What did we say?
Yeah.
amazingly sensitive.
What did we say and who said it?
I don't remember saying anything bad about
You
you.
already know who said it. Jazz fucking said it. You know, Jazz.
It's just because he missed you.
I know, it's not out of love. That's why I'm not offended. That and,
But
you know,
needed to bring it up on the show because you are offended. It's
Right?
No, I just wanted to shit
like
talk a
making
little
an
bit.
SJW post on Facebook but being vague about it.
What's SJW?
Have you seen the meme?
Social justice warrior.
Have you seen the meme where it's like the chick from Game of Thrones getting carried by the fucking Dothraki, and it says every white girl after making a BLM post.
Jesus.
It's my favorite thing ever.
My favorite one right now is the meme that's running around that says, if I take away Facebook, are you still an activist?
Right?
Which is a good fucking question.
Dude, the term activist can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Like just fuck right off with that, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And since we started out with some heat, let's just roll this back real quick. We are the Freedom Friends. And 4 of us are back here.
yeah.
I'm Jazz. That's Mikey. This is John and Scott. I'll let you guess who's who. And we are coming to you not even fucking close to live
Nope.
from the Warfighter Tobacco Studios in...
Hot as fuck San Antonio.
It is hot as fuck right
yeah,
now.
it's pretty warm.
Totally
it's warm
agree.
out.
It's, yeah.
But like Mikey said,
fun,
we're all
hot.
4 back. He's here.
Yep.
Yay.
I wasn't saving puppies or
Back
anything.
from doing the Lord's work.
No, not really.
No,
Not,
he
not
wasn't.
this
He
time.
wasn't doing any of that.
Not this time.
No?
He was boondoggling.
But I'm a little curious about your guys' fucking weekends. Scott, how was your weekend?
I don't know. It wasn't too eventful.
I didn't fucking do
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Why don't you tell them about your fucking RV experience?
No. I'm gonna let that one slide. Yeah.
Nothing like a little love stain.
Yeah, kind of.
You had to bleach the sheets.
If you drive a truck and you put spacers on your truck and you take your fucking wheels and you stick them 8 inches outside of your wheel wells and you attempt to tow something, you're a fucking moron. And if you have a problem with that, my Instagram
actually-
is warfighter_John and let's fucking go.
I'm gonna roll
Easy,
that.
buddy.
I'm gonna roll your statement back just a little bit. If you drive a truck and you put spacers on your truck,
Go
and
fuck yourself.
Duck your wheels
Already.
8 inches outside the space of your
just
truck.
we just lost a third of our listeners now.
Sorry.
Go fuck yourself.
Sorry about your dick.
Yeah. Jesus.
I understand if you want to do it for like show, right?
I don't.
I don't.
No, because there's a lot of show vehicles that just make no sense. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
no
canted
retard-
wheels, that the
yeah.
wheels are like this.
No,
and
totally. All those cambered
It
imports and
doesn't
shit.
make any sense.
That's-
But by all means, go do it. Your car is not a race car with that camber.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't make you go any faster. Just like when you have a diesel truck and you space your wheels out like that, it's not going to give you better towing
By the
power.
way, any truck, not diesel either.
Yeah.
You do that to your shit, you've ruined your truck.
Yeah, sorry.
If you're
rant's
going to do
over.
that, I hope you do it to like a 2-wheel drive fucking 2001 Sierra. That's
Yeah. Step side.
right? Like, that's what I had that. I had that truck.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
stock though. No canted wheels or
No, you
anything.
didn't.
But yeah.
No 8-inch spacers.
I had that one. Matter of fact, the ex-wife got that one in the divorce.
Good honor.
You know what I got stuck with?
What?
A fucking 2000 Pontiac Sunfire. That's
Hell
what I got
yeah.
stuck with.
How long did you keep it for?
Not very long.
Oh, you should have kept that thing forever.
Well, he would have, but they
Justin,
they don't last.
Can
that
you
long.
bring my monitor levels down? Like these guys are making my ears bleed.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, it is a little.
Yeah, it's really loud. Sorry to the audience members having to hear this.
We're just
but
rowdy.
I can hear everybody
I
fine.
didn't know
monitor
that we
levels
could
are-
adjust those.
Yeah, I had no problem. I don't know. John, how about you? How was your weekend?
It was pretty uneventful, actually. I didn't really do. I adulted.
Yeah.
I had to do like laundry and clean the house, and now I can't hear anything.
Yeah, right now now they're way low.
But yeah, I had to do like laundry and clean the house.
I can hear everything just fine.
That's weird.
Ended up
Mediocre
going,
best, kids.
going over a
I don't
buddy's
think
house
I don't
Saturday
think it's
night.
the connections. I think it's just that most of these fuckers are almost deaf.
That could very well be.
I know.
I-
Almost.
That
think
is
the-
100% the problem.
The real thing going on right now is nobody wants to hear John's story. Like nobody cares.
Yeah, that was my weekend. Next.
And nobody knows what you said.
Jazz?
My weekend sucked.
Yeah, you had a fucked up weekend.
Starting at like Thursday morning at 5 a.m., my weekend was just a shit show.
Yeah.
Just going forward.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Well, do tell.
You want to talk about it?
So my wife was leaving town Thursday morning to fly out to San Diego
Yeah.
to go see her brother, who's a biochemist. Fuck, I don't know. He deals with some shit that can kill you if it's not handled right. Shit like that out there at these labs.
Coronavirus.
And maybe could be the coronas.
Meth.
Could be meth. I don't know. I just know it's sketchy, whatever the fuck it is.
I do love San Diego, though. It's fucking nice there.
So she went out there to see her brother. They haven't seen each other in a while, and so she flew out there. And so we go. She has a 7 a.m. flight to go to San Diego.
Ugh.
Yeah. So which means that she had to get to the airport at fucking 5:30 or whatever the fuck, so she could take off on time. So we're leaving our place at 5 a.m. So I'm up at 3:45.
Ooh,
Make sure she
Jesus.
has all of her shit.
Ugh.
You're
Well,
a good dude.
and-
If we're leaving at 5, I'll get up at 4:45.
Right.
Well, I kind of figured by the time I go there, I'll go drop her off. Maybe I'll just go have breakfast and I'll just go to work. Like I'm not gonna go and then come home and then drive because I'm already halfway to work by the time I
Yeah, that's
fucking
true.
get to the airport.
That's true.
So go downstairs, walk into the garage, and my wife goes, "Oh, your window's down, or you left your window down." And I was like, "No, I didn't. I know I didn't leave my window down because I didn't have my windows down." I was like, "Yep, window's not down," and some wonderful fucking human being decided to smash out the driver's side window on my car and steal everything from inside the vehicle. So we're sitting there doing this. My wife instantly starts crying and freaking out about what happened, and I'm like, "You don't have time to panic right now because you still have to get on a flight. So we have a second car. Normally I would take you to the airport, but I now have to call the cops. So have a great trip." But so she goes, I call the cops show up, and they come out and they're like, "Would you like us to fingerprint the car?" And I was like, "Sure," because
It's not going to do any good.
you guys are totally gonna find this jackass.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. So they come out, they dust the car, they take pictures. I've got to call my insurance company. And because my wife and I share a policy, and my wife was the one that set the policy up, every time they were trying to call back, when she set the policy up, even though I'm listed on the policy and it's all of my information and stuff, she set it up and
So
did
it goes-
exactly what anybody does and put her phone number and everything in as the main contact point.
Yeah.
So they're trying to call me to sort everything out, but they're calling my wife's phone, and she's on a fucking airplane over Arizona at this point, or whatever the fuck. So I'm having to,
Probably still over Texas. That's how large Texas is.
yeah. So finally I get a hold of them. They're asking me what happened. I tell them. We go through the whole well, was it secured? Was it this, that, and the other? And I finally was like, all right, look, whether it was secured or not, I didn't invite somebody to come smash the window out of my fucking car and steal everything. But it is still behind a gate, in an underground parking garage in a pretty nice neighborhood in San Antonio.
If it was unlocked, they wouldn't have broke his fucking
yeah,
window.
if it wasn't secure.
No, John, they would have because that's how the world works.
Yeah. So
the door's unlocked.
and it's and it was I park under literally I park under a light. It's right in front of the main access door to the building. The car could not have been in a safer position short of we all have individual garages in my condo complex, and we don't. We have an underground garage. that secures everything. And I was like, and I wasn't alone. They hit like 5 cars total or something in the
yeah.
garage
What
or
kills
something
me
like
is,
that. But
is how long have you lived there?
Fuck, a year.
6 months? 8
no,
months?
it's 8 months.
About 8 months. And you
This
lived
is
there
twice.
for about 8 months. This is the second time.
Yeah. The
that
first
you've been
time,
hit.
the first time
They got technical.
it was all a technical hit because they only hit BMW products. And
So they had like a fucking
and
little
they had the
clone.
repeater and they popped all the
Yeah.
locks.
Oh,
So they
Jesus.
unlocked them all and just opened them up and cleaned them out.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I
the-
normally don't keep anything in my car. So the first time that they opened it up, I only knew that anybody was in there because, like, the napkins in my glove box were, like, all over the place, and that was it. Like, there was nothing in the car, so there was nothing to take. This time, I mean, they smashed it out, and they got my work cell phone. So we had to cancel that, and they got one of my tripods and stuff like that. Like, nothing that's irreplaceable, but...
Yeah.
So now my car's in the shop. So I had to wait for the tow truck to get there. I lose a whole day of work doing this shit.
I'm just glad you didn't have a gun in there, dude.
Yeah, I don't keep weapons in my car.
Smart.
So wait for the tow truck to get there. The tow truck gets there and takes the car. And of course, when they smashed it, the tint on the inside of my car kept the glass like in relatively one piece. It was shattered, but it was all connected. So they shoved it into the car, so it sheared off at the sill. So when they shoved it into the car, it slid in one sheet between my driver's seat and the door. So it scratched the fuck out of the top of the driver door, slid down, scratched up the whole inside panel, and scratched the fuck out of the seats on the way down, and then threw glass into the car. So then the fucking tow truck guy gets there, and he's like, well, I can't get my tow truck like under here and like do the tilt and everything because they brought a flatbed out to tow the car. And I was like, so we have to get it out. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so we have to take this giant window that's in one piece out of my car to do this. And he's like, yeah, and we got to clean the glass out and whatever. So, you know,
Like, here's the keys.
I did. I handed the keys off and I was like, here you go. So he goes and he opens the door and he carefully moves the window and disposes of that. And then pulls a rag out of his pocket and proceeds to just brush the glass off of the leather seats inside the car. And the whole time I'm just like, yeah, all right there, Bubba. Why don't you just go ahead and make this worse? But finally, when it like got it out in the sun, I was able to like take a look at it, and I was like, "Oh, who gives a fuck if he scratched the seats? Because the whole side of the fucking thing's
Yeah, they
ruined
gotta
anyways.
replace
They're gonna
it.
have to replace the seat." So, but you know, this guy doesn't give a fuck. He's like, "Whatever. I get paid as soon as I deliver the car." So they took it out to the dealer.
I'm essential.
Yep. Luckily,
Essential.
I know the guys out at the dealer, so like I called them.
Fucking savage.
I got ice. I didn't even put it whiskey.
Yeah. I called them, told them it was coming. And they were like, "All right,
Thank
we'll let Rocco know because Rocco runs the collision center." Rocco's actually a super good dude.
Of course he does.
I love fucking good dudes.
We know it. We know you do.
And so he takes the car, but now I'm stuck at home
Yeah.
because my wife's gone, took the other car,
Would you Uber to work?
and everybody I know is at work, but I have to go to the dealer to sign all the paperwork at the dealer to sign my car in to the collision center. I got to go and put all my contact
Yeah.
info down and who my insurance carrier is and da 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 da. So then I get on the phone with the insurance because now the tow truck has told them they have the car. So I call the insurance company. They're like, "All right, we got to get your rental squared away. I'll just transfer you over to Enterprise." And I was like, "Okay, great. But like, are they doing the whole we'll pick you up thing? Because I'm kind of fucking stuck here." Like, they're like, "We don't know. We'll just transfer you." Okay, great. So they transfer me. I'm talking to this chick. And I was like, "What are you guys doing? Because I can't get to you. Like, everybody I know is gone or at work. I can't get to you, and I need to go sign my car into the dealership and blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "Well, right now what we're doing is we're driving you the vehicle that we're going to loan you, like that you're going to rent. You sign everything on the spot, and then they get another vehicle and leave, and then you just get to take the car." And I was like, "Cool, that actually sounds less painful than you taking me to wherever you are."
That's way better. They should keep doing that.
Yeah, far superior.
Yeah. Instead of we pick you up, we'll bring your car.
Yeah. So she goes,
Yeah.
"What would you like?" And I was like, "My insurance cap is $50 a day. So I'm pretty sure that's like every car in your fleet." So I was like, I don't really care. Just like if I'm paying for $50 a day worth of coverage, I want a $50 a day car. So bring me a $50 a day car. Hoping they were going to bring me like a Cadillac or like an SUV or like.
That's way more than $50
Yeah,
a
yeah.
day.
No, they're not. They're like $48 a
maybe
day
right
to rent
now.
a Cadillac.
49.
Maybe right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like,
Because of COVID.
she goes,
but-
yes, sir, we'll take care of it. And I was like, cool.
See,
So
I would
hang
have been
up.
like, bring me a fucking economy car that's going to be cheap as fucking gas. That's what I would have did.
I want a like convertible Mustang.
Yeah, something with a handbrake. It's a rental, right?
So, so I'm sitting there, I'm sitting in my condo, and my phone rings, and he goes, hey, this is, whoever from Enterprise. We have your car downstairs. And I was like, cool, I'll be right down. So I go down, and I walk out, and sitting at the bottom of the stairs is a V6 Dodge Challenger.
Oh, baller.
I was like, God damn it. So not only do I not have my car,
You've got
but you brought me
a
the
6,000 pound piece of shit.
douchiest fucking car.
You have the same amount of power, just 4 times the weight.
Yeah. 7,000 pound car with a minivan engine in it. And even the high,
Nice.
even the big engine versions of that car are still slow because they're 7,000 pound vehicles. And that's not an exaggeration. You can go look up the curb weight on those cars. It's
but
like
yeah,
6,800
slow
pounds
is,
or something.
Slow is, I don't know if they're all slow. Like, there's some nice Challengers out there.
No, there's not.
Unless they have the Interceptor in them. Like-
Challengers are quite literally the muscle car for those that know where to access date rape drugs. That's that car.
But then,
There is no allowable excuse.
for our
Well,
listeners.
Jazz, they were probably like,
For our
like, hello, is
listeners-
this James, and you're like, call me Jazz. They're like,
Yeah, gotcha.
this guy knows date rape.
for our listeners, Jazz's point of reference is coming from a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
That
By
is
the
a-
way,
most Mini
I've owned
huge-
more cars than just that mini.
Right.
That is a huge difference, though, between driving a Mini and then going to a Challenger, man. Like, that is a...
It's like a dinghy in a fucking yacht.
dude, that is a
And it's the
big
V6
difference.
version. So now it's like, hey, we have this fake muscle car, but it's the version of it for those that can't afford the real fake muscle car. So I'm like, great. So now I'm driving the same car that every fucking
That's like
E3
it's
in
like
the
back-
army's going out and buying right fucking now because they think it looks
You realize
tough.
you are once again insulting a third of our listeners.
Don't buy a Challenger.
So
That's
a
like
Challenger,
back in the
There's
early-
so much.
Go ahead.
a Challenger weight is between 5,000 to 5.5 thousand pounds.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
For a
It's
two-door
fucking-
car.
What's the horsepower on that old V6?
305.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
That's
for
not terrible
That's
for
not
a V6.
terrible for a
That's
V6.
not terrible.
No, that's pretty fucking terrible.
No. 305.
My,
V6?
my 2007 4.6 liter Mustang had that much horsepower on it.
That was a V8, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a V8.
Yeah, it was also the worst
Yeah, but
V8
it's
they've
also
ever
like-
put in the
Oh, no,
Mustang.
it's
13
horrible.
years ago.
Dude,
like
it's
it
still
was
a V8.
Nah, 305 is terrible.
305
even
is
for
really
a V6. I'm pretty sure that's
Okay,
what my truck
Point
has.
of reference, the JCW Mini right now that weighs, I think it's 2,900 pounds, has 305 horsepower in it
That's
and
what I
a
said.
2-liter
It's the same
four-cylinder.
power. You're just going 4 times the weight.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, man. It's the same power.
It's-
I think you're just mad because you miss your heads-up display.
no, I'm mad because this is a fucking douchemobile and they could have brought me any fucking other car.
Bring it back.
You looked in the mirror.
Bring it back, dude. I mean, it's a fucking rental. Bring it back to the place. Be like,
Yeah.
this car fucking sucks. Give me something better.
And it's not like, and I'm not
want that
anti-Dodge
minivan.
either because if I was going to go
You know what
buy
you
one
do?
of the Dodges, I would have gotten, like,
I've done this, all right? When you get a rental car, just fucking, if it fucking sucks, go back to the place where you got the rental car and be like, look, I got it on the freeway and it started fucking shaking. I don't feel safe in this car. Give me a better fucking car. And go full Karen on them and then be like, I want that fucking Cadillac.
I have another
horrible
really
car.
good idea to do with rental cars. Rent the same exact vehicle that you have.
they don't have them.
Find it. Take that vehicle to a tire shop. Have them swap the tires from the rental onto your vehicle and your vehicle back
Well,
onto the rental.
if it's exactly right, you can do the rims and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then now you get a new set of tires and you turn the rental back in with the used tires.
Yeah, that'd probably great if I was driving like a fucking Chevy Caprice, but I don't. Like, they don't exactly put cars like mine into rental fleets. Like,
I don't know. Maybe not.
Whatever.
I don't think I've ever searched renting a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
yeah, it's because they don't put cars like that into.
No, because I don't ever want to drive one.
That's fine.
You should, dude. They're fun.
No, I know they're
it's
really
like
fun.
It's like
Yeah.
a fucking go-kart.
And the cool thing about it too
Not when
is
you're
like
6'2", though.
No, even then,
I
it's
owned one.
still-
It's remarkably fucking roomy in that
Yeah.
thing, man. Like,
You can-
unless
like-
you're in the back seat. The back seats, there's not a lot. But fucking, if Because let's be real.
My back
who the
seat's useless.
Who the fuck is really sitting in a back seat of a Mini Cooper? It's a 2-seater. Call it what it is. It's
It has
2-seater.
It's a 2-seater with the leather shelf.
It has
made for
a
a-
back seat so that the insurance doesn't show that it's a 2-seat vehicle.
Yeah, like it's a 2-seater with a space for a Shih Tzu. That's really what a fucking Mini is. All right, like
Holds my backpack really well.
right. Like I mean, but in those two front seats, and I've ridden in Jazz's plenty, and I owned a Mini for a fucking short period of time, very short period of time, 5 days, and
What
but
happened?
I rolled it.
Yeah, he wrecked his,
I fucking
like-
blew a
Attaboy.
tire. Middle of the day, beautiful day, driving back from Colorado into New Mexico. Fucking great. I was on leave. Blew a tire. Fucking boom, 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 boom. Rolled that bitch 4 times. The entire thing is crushed except for where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I stepped out. I climbed out. It was on its side. I
Yeah.
climbed out. Not a fucking scratch on me.
Yeah, they're amazingly
I
well
was like,
built.
holy fuck. Like, I'm never getting into this thing again, but I
think
gotta
that's
say,
what-
I'm impressed with that fucking.
I think that's what upsets me
Yeah.
about this
Engineering
and this
shit.
muscle car that's supposedly sitting out there. And I'm like, I've owned actual muscle cars, like legit muscle cars.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel, sound, drive, or anything like an actual muscle car.
No.
That is a pretty boat. That is
So-
all that is.
So I've driven.
That's not that pretty.
And it's not even that pretty. It's not even that good looking of a car.
Yeah.
It's just oversized.
You know what I don't
if they
like on it?
shrunk it by like
Or if they bump-
25%.
I mean, they add another 400 horsepower to that car, then it
That's
feels
the only
right.
time that they're legitimately feel right is that
Yeah.
you have to get like the 600 horsepower versions.
Like,
of them.
what I don't like about those and fucking Mustangs and like, Camaros and shit these days is that there's limited fucking sight. There's
You
so
can't
many
see out of
fucking
that-
blind
You
spots.
can't see out of this fucking thing at all.
Yeah, there's so many
Yeah.
blind spots in these fucking things. Like, it's like, fuck, man.
The
How are
worst
more
one I've
people
ever
not
been
dead
in-
Where driving these fucking
The
things?
worst one I've ever been in is the new Camaro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
You
You
can't see
can't
shit.
see
You can see
out
out
of that.
in front of you a little bit.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And the thing is only still only like 8 inches tall, and you're just like, I hope everybody else
But
is
the
watching for me.
A-pillars are so big.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah.
I think that's why that Camaro comes in all those colors, like eye-watering yellow and like neon green
Well,
and
it's
shit.
why
it's just like I can't see you, so if I just get this in the brightest color imaginable,
You'll see me.
It's why the rear view mirror is not a mirror and it's a camera, so you have the full view.
yeah, you can't see shit.
Like, it's fucking terrible, man.
The new Mustangs I like, the ones with the Coyote 5.0 in them. Those are a lot of fun to drive. And I'm not talking like the crazy packages or whatever. Just
Yeah.
the V8 5.0
Yeah.
new Mustang. They're a lot of fun to drive. They feel right. They sound right. But they shrunk them. When they went to this new iteration
Yeah.
of the Mustang, it's like 30% smaller than the generation before that. Whereas when they built this thing, they were like, could we make it the size of the Ram 1500? Like, is it?
They use
is
the
that
same
possible?
frame. They just put a different body
Right?
on it.
That's what it feels like. It drives like that too. Like, so that happened. Then I'm home over the weekend. Everybody I know's out of town.
Yeah.
My wife's gone. Like, I'm like, fuck, no, I got nothing to do. I don't want to go anywhere because I'd have to drive that fucking thing around. So I'm just like, so I'm just stuck here.
Warzone it is.
Didn't even do that. I fucking like watch Netflix and shit.
There you go.
Worked around the house. And then today went back to work. My wife walks into my fucking office at like 12:15, is holding half her tooth in her hand.
Yeah, I was there. It was
And
weird.
it's like, yeah, you were standing in my office. She walks in and she was like, my tooth broke in half. I was like, Jesus fuck. Are you serious? So then we had to leave early so I could take her home to get her car so she can go to the dentist to get fitted for a crown. I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Like, this is all in like the last 96 hours. I'm like, this fucking year sucks. Fucking done with 2020.
2020 is like, it's like we're all at a BDSM fucking sex party and none of us know the safe word.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 people that are okay with it, and 100,000 that are like, "Fuck this."
I don't want to get shit on. I'm not into this.
It's
What the
fucking
fuck?
ridiculous. Can't take it anymore, man.
Jesus.
Can't take it anymore.
You boys want to hear something fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but there's a new comedy series on Netflix called Space Force.
It's oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
with the great and wonderful.
Yeah.
Steve
Carell.
Carell.
The show is actually fucking hilarious.
I'm on-
I've not
pretty
watched
funny.
I watched 3 episodes last night.
It's hilarious.
It's very much like one of those beloved B movies.
Yeah.
It's like
It's-
a B-rated
it's literally-
movie,
it's
but
like
here's
you
one
love
thing-
it.
in military
But
uniform.
here's the one thing that I will give it. Whoever they brought in as their military advisor,
They did a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
but what they nailed is not the are they moving tactically? Do the uniforms look
No.
right or anything like that?
They
It's
brought in the
all
fucking
of
stupid shenanigans.
no, it's all of the stupid bureaucracy that comes along with being
Like,
in the
how
military.
fucked up is the military? Go watch Space Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they brought in like a captain that did 6 years, was like, I'm the fuck out of here.
No.
They brought in
They brought
Donnie
it-
from Vet TV.
They brought in like a staff sergeant with like 14 years, and they were like,
They
"We
brought-
need to know how
they brought
all
in
of,
me. Oh.
yeah, we need to know how all the office interactions and these conversations would go." And like,
He really would have been Sergeant Major of the Army, but he got too many Article 15s. That's the guy they brought in.
but it's fucking hilarious. Are
So-
you going to bring up the lawsuit?
No.
Have you heard about this?
Okay, maybe you have something else. But I was just reading that the Netflix series secured the
The
trademark
before the U.S.
for
government.
the U.S. government.
Get the fuck out.
So Netflix actually owns the trademark to the symbol and the name for Space Force. So technically speaking, when the government stood up the Space Force and released an icon, that is copyright infringement against Netflix, and Netflix called them on it.
That's so
It was
awesome.
like, we own this, you can't use it.
Or you just have to pay us a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of amazing.
That's pretty funny.
And it's the U.S. government, so they were just like, "All right, how much do you want? What? Just tell me what to write on this check." And that's the whole conversation.
Yeah.
That's the first
yeah.
year's budget of Space
Netflix
Force is just
actually-
buying back
Right.
their trademark.
Netflix beat the U.S. government to the trademark of Space Force.
You know the best part about it is a U.S. government's trademark attorney that was supposed to do that didn't get fired.
No.
No, you got
No,
promoted.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's
But that
pretty
show is,
show.
that
Yeah.
show is fucking hilarious. Did you notice their uniforms? Like when they did a close up on the fatigue, did you notice what it was? It's the surface of the moon. It's a bunch of craters. Shit.
That
That's
is
amazing.
awesome.
Pattern. It looks
I want a set of those. Fuck yeah, I want a set of those.
so from a distance. It looks like those blue camis, like the blue digital camo.
Yeah.
And then they punch in on certain things, and it's
Little
like
craters.
the lunar surface with little craters all over.
Dude, I would have rocked that. I want a pair of those shorts. I want a pair of cargo shorts in moon crater camo.
It's amazing.
I want a booty hat.
Just,
Right,
it blows
fuck
my
yeah,
mind.
dude.
It blows my mind because it's like, okay, that's a uniform that you're wearing.
Yeah.
I understand it's a TV show, but we all know that you can't like just go out in space wearing that. That's not how
Yeah.
space works.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but so when they do the space stuff, they're in like legitimate like flight suits and
Yeah,
space suits
yeah,
and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. But they're garrison uniform.
That's fucking hilarious. I
It was
kind of
pretty
hope
amazing.
that. I kind of hope that's actually a
It
thing.
was kind of incredible.
That'd be awesome.
And you want to know the hilarious thing?
It's better than the Navy.
The symbol.
Oh, your shit's in blue digital. Hope you don't fall in the ocean where everything's fucking blue.
Yeah.
so they blend in.
Yeah.
The symbol that Netflix came up with for the Space Force, like their layout, their flag, the symbol, and everything, is 10 times better than what the government actually made for the department.
Well, if they
I was
pay,
like,
all right. So if the government
Jesus.
settles out, I wonder if they're allowed to change it and use the Netflix one.
I think Netflix should argue that in order for them to be able to use the license, it has to be Netflix's emblem.
Yeah, it has to be the official emblem.
Yeah, it has to be the
Well,
registered.
because the one that we
Like,
made is
I don't
fucking
think-
stupid. Like the fucking government one is dumb.
You mean the Star Trek symbol?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
they copyright infringe Star Trek. Shit.
So I totally think the agreement should just be that the U.S. government can essentially license the Netflix property.
Well, that's why they came out with
For the
OCP
branch of
instead of
service.
multicam, because somebody else owned the patent for multicam.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cry
Cry.
tried to get that contract, and
Yeah.
the military was like, I think we're going to go with ACU for the next 5 years, and then did the best they could to replicate it, and
Yeah.
then was like, hey, we came up with OCP. And I was like, no, you didn't.
You came up with those.
You didn't come up with this
Okay.
shit. You know, Cry was just over there like, okay, guys.
Right.
Really go.
It's okay, I'm gonna continue selling my $300 pants.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're comfortable, man. Fuck, you ever worn a pair of Cries?
No,
They
no
are
$300
comfy.
spent on
They
pants.
are fucking comfortable, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They are fucking comfortable. I don't know if they're $300 comfortable, but they're comfortable as fuck. But
That's why you
Justin's
just got to
got a
wait for
pair
that
of
guy
like
that's getting
knockoff
out.
ones that are fucking legit too.
Yep. I've got
They're
a
actually
I've got
not
a
bad.
Patagonia and a Cry top that I
Yeah.
just had. One of my buddies knew like the CEO of Cry, and he just had shit thrown at him. And he got out of the military and was like, "You want these?" And I was like, "You're goddamn right, I
Yeah.
want these." And they're fucking phenomenal. I'd go
Well,
like
and then
2
you
weeks
got
in
out.
them,
He
nothing.
got out and slid me a pair of the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
the high speed OCPs that like where you have the knee pads that
Yeah.
slide into them and shit. They're dope. They're super comfy. They
Yeah.
don't breathe for shit. I'm glad the military uniform still hasn't changed.
Well,
Put them on, and it's like, I bet you these are hot as balls in the summer and cold as fuck in the winter. Like, somehow they have figured out this fabric that just...
Yeah.
the Army recently authorized it's like the jungle top or something, and they removed the breast pockets and messed with the lapel, but it's like half as thick, so it's fantastic, and like it actually lets you breathe and everything.
Wow.
Is
That's
it
now
still a
authorized.
zip up?
No, it's still. I believe they're still. But it came out right as I was getting out to
My
where dudes
favorite-
were showing
So a
up
month ago?
My favorite is all the Velcro.
3 months
Like
ago.
we're gonna be super sneaky and very tactical.
Dude, everybody knows the more Velcro, the more operator.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Do you know how to
That was
open-
my era. I was the ACU Army.
Do you know how to open up the Velcro without people hearing the sound of the Velcro? Yep.
Well, the best thing that ever happened to those uniforms was when you use the pocket, like on your hip enough, that the Velcro would wear out. So then
Yeah.
it just like didn't stick anymore.
Yeah.
I started just taking my uniforms off post and having all the Velcro cut off and buttons put on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Marines, we had buttons.
Yeah, I know.
Like, ours are just buttons.
Well, it's
but-
because y'all don't know how to use Velcro.
Best thing ever
Okay,
though.
Great joke, John.
Best thing ever though was try to watching people trying to do DNC in the ACUs,
Yeah.
and they would do like counter column movements. So they're like walking opposite of each other like this,
And
and
the hand
everybody's
patches
touching
off?
shoulders, and it's just ripping everything off the uniforms. So then they go back and forth, and then everybody's like,
These aren't my patches.
Hey, bro, when did you go to Ranger School?
What-
everybody's walking around trying to swap shit out. And then you do the whole thing where shit would start, like you were doing shit you knew you weren't supposed to be doing. So you'd sit there and like somebody would start walking towards you that wasn't part of your command line, that didn't know who anybody was. So everybody's ripping their name tags off and like trading them around with
Yeah.
people. So then they're trying to give names and you're like, you show up and they're like, let me see Rodriguez. And then I fucking walk in the room and they're like, who the fuck are you?
You look down at your name tape.
It's like,
Well, it says I'm Rodriguez.
According to this, shit.
yeah,
Possessions 9
fucking
tenths.
that uniform was ridiculous. Comfortable as fuck. That was like walking around in pajamas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was our, like, the Marines always fucking hate on the Army because you guys always got, like, upgraded to first class during fucking, like, flying because you guys all fly in your fucking uniform. It would
Yeah, so
always
they
be
gave
like-
us ACUs because then the people were like, "Don't let that ugly ass fucking uniform in the front. That's fucking."
Yeah.
Well, like
it's a
ACU,
bad look.
this-
It's a bad look.
it was always ACUs, like
Looks
that.
like a
that
grandmother's
saw.
couch.
You know, like it was like they would come up, and we're not allowed to wear a fucking combat utility uniform, right? Like we're just not allowed to. It's a work uniform, so you wear it at work. You are authorized to travel in certain uniforms, but they're all like the fucking dress uniforms, essentially, or fucking like the blues trousers or the green trousers and the short sleeve
the
or
panty
long
droppers.
sleeve and shit. But like it's like you gotta wear shirt stays and all that shit in those, man. Nobody wants to sit on a fucking plane wearing those things, man. They're terrible. You know, they're not
Yeah.
comfortable. So like it's like no, I'm wearing fucking civilian attire. Fuck it, you know. And so you would have like. We were coming back. It was like me and like 6 other guys, and all like fucking hardened fucking vet. I had one dude that was with me who was like a Silver Star recipient. And
Not
shit.
that hard because you're bitching about not getting a first class seat.
Well, but it was just funny to us because we're all sitting there. We weren't bitching. We're just hating. That's what we're doing. We're being haters. But we're all sitting there, and then like 6 like new recruits fucking coming from boot camp or whatever, coming from basic training, come on in their Army uniforms, and the stewardess comes up and they're like, "Gentlemen, will you come with us?" And just lead them right up front. We're all sitting there like. These fucking cocksuckers. like we're all like 6 foot or better, and these are all like 5'2" kids, and now they get all this fucking leg room, and that's what we were mad about.
Yeah.
We were like, we're sitting back here in fucking middle seats, you know, like we're like, what the fuck? Like,
And in their defense,
it's
when
not their fault. It wasn't their fault.
like you literally, when you get like dropped off to go to wherever it is, you're supposed to be in uniform.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and see, I get that. That's why I'm saying I'm not hating on those guys individually.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
hating on
so really,
policy.
you're pissed at the Marine Corps
yes,
because they
yes.
didn't write the order where it said if you
Yes.
travel, you
The
have to
truth
travel
comes
in your
out.
uniform.
It's not the Army's fault.
Yeah, it's actually the
No, it's 100% the Marines' fault. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't even go out. Like, you can't go out in town like to get lunch in your shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there was a thing where you couldn't even pump gas
Yeah.
unless it was an emergency. Like you were about to run out of gas.
No, so
Shit like that. I was like, what
as,
the
as
fuck?
far as I remember,
That's a little ridiculous.
It was fucking real dumb. It was
as
real
far
dumb.
as I remember,
You're not supposed to run personal errands. in
each
your
base
uniform.
has their own at
was
Campbell
like-
they call it
it
Cam
was like-
whatever the fuck.
It was like gas and diapers. You go buy diapers.
Yeah, and it was
or something.
It was like 670-1, like which is like the military or the Army's FM field manual for like how to properly wear uniforms and attire and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then each base had their own like additional requirements or clarifications. Because in 670-1, I don't think it really states much. I know it says like you can't go to bars and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like
You can't drink.
yeah, and then your local one, like when we were at Campbell, we could wear it from base to wherever we're going, and for essentials.
Yeah.
If you're
Meaning like grocery store.
That's pretty
food,
standard, though.
You know, like
if you guys
but
are in
can't go
service
to, like,
uniform though, like let's say you're like your class Bs or
You can
class
drink.
As, you can drink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to have people come up to us like
You
Marine
can't
Corps
drink in
ball.
your field uniform.
We'd be in our blues out in town, like Baltimore, right? And like after the ball, everybody goes out and gets fucking hammered, right? So we're all out drinking, or in Vegas or wherever.
Yeah.
And we
Record
have these
his balls.
fucking know-it-all fucking Karens walk up and be like, "You're not allowed to be drinking in that." Excuse me, bitch. I think I know more about my job than you do. Go fuck
no.
yourself.
You can't drink in your
You know?
garrison uniform.
You mean like well, we can
Like your fatigues.
Yeah.
You can't drink in your fatigues.
We can. It's just on base.
no,
Like, we
even
can,
then.
we can drink on base. We can go to like if I go to the
Yeah,
E Club
yeah.
wearing camis, I can drink.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
I think
mean?
that might have been the exception.
If I'm on base, I can
Yeah.
drink.
I mean,
on
I drank
base.
at the barracks in them, but it was typically like,
Well, the barracks where you live.
it was typically like
Well, and I
your
think,
pants,
I
boots,
think
and
it's
like the
not.
undershirt.
It's not.
and
Sure,
that
your
was
boots and utes and fuck.
It's
yeah.
not that you couldn't drink. You can't go to a bar. You can't
yeah.
drink in public.
You see it all the
You
time.
can't go
though.
out on like a Friday night in
Uniform. Yeah.
multi-camera BDUs or whatever the fuck uniform it, you know.
Why the
can now.
fuck would you want to?
because people think
know.
it works.
Yeah.
I remember, so I think it was 2005 or 2006. I was
I kind of want to test that theory.
2005 or 2006.
We should just go get some ACUs.
This is
and
what we
go to a
do.
bar.
You know what we'll do? We'll get 4 sets of ACUs, 4 sets of BDUs,
As long
4 sets of
as,
fucking
as long as
Marpat.
as long as we can wear them with the collars flipped up.
Flipped up in the
Velcro.
Velcro.
But we'll get one of each fucking uniform and we'll
Test
see
it.
which one works best. We'll all go out wearing them.
when
I actually think OCP will do best.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'll give it up to the Army.
DCUs,
Yeah, the DCU.
Desert Tricolor Camo.
There you
Nobody
go.
knows what those are anymore.
I know, right?
Well, like he said BDU too, and I was like, fuck, man. Like, even civilians are gonna look at it and be like, nobody wears that shit anymore. Like,
They probably,
it's-
with all of our beards and shit, they'd probably just be like, "Oh, you guys special forces?"
No, no. It'd be
you
like
guys, Navy SEAls?
we'd be defending our stolen valor.
No, they
for
think
fucking,
y'all were all homeless.
Yeah.
Is what would
yeah,
happen.
that's what
Let's be real here.
yeah.
Go get some satines.
No, so touching
Fucking
on,
rock some
touching on that
satines.
stolen valor. So I think it was 2005, 2006. I was bartending at a Halloween block party in Scottsdale, Arizona.
no shitty.
It kind of is so no shit.
Well, how about you preface it the correct
so no
way?
shit. There it was.
My weekend's not important. You tell your so no shit.
Nobody cares about the.
Nobody gives a fuck, Mike.
Mikey went to Florida and jumped out of an airplane
Yeah.
for the whatever
He fucking
time and
circle jerked a
and-
bunch of Navy
and
SEAls.
Guess what? It was just like every other time he's gone to Florida and done.
Okay.
Yeah. Except you get any blowjobs?
Hey man, y'all
Hey,
fucking do you.
were there any blowjobs in Florida?
No blowjobs, no Ricky V. No Ricky
Well,
V.
we'll get to your weekend.
Well, hold on. You just hold what you got.
No, you go ahead.
No.
Because he will fucking forget.
Jesus
Because we know who
I'll
we're
remind
talking
him.
about.
I'll remind you.
After you, sir.
Because you were there for a jump out of an aircraft that we should talk about because it's a still functional piece
You
of
should
history.
cover more than just your weekend because you missed the last show. You were gone. You were gone for a while.
I was with you guys in Spears. I called in.
Yeah.
You definitely were with us in spirits.
Yeah. I had to go out to South Carolina for work for this event with the Seal Future Foundation. Out to this place called the Sawmill Shooting Facility.
Which is dope.
It's dope as fuck. Like 14 different ranges. We were shooting 203s. We were shooting fucking. They had a fucking 240 Bravo out there. I mean, like it was just
Nice.
It was fucking
And
great.
it's 14 different ranges, one of which reaches out to a mile plus.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean,
it's
fucking awesome.
It's legit.
Like the
Nice.
place is great. It borders a fucking river, so you can go and like fucking literally like go swimming and shit, and then just go like shoot fucking 50 cows.
Do
Shit
Navy
like that.
SEAL stuff.
Basically, yeah, you can do a lot of Navy SEAL stuff, but they have like CQB houses, like
Right,
you can
Charlie
movable,
Sheen the fuck out of it.
like movable fucking walls and shit, so you can set up like different fucking scenarios and
Nice.
shit. Like I mean, it was fucking cool. I had a great time. Met up with a lot of good dudes. A lot of solid people out there, but it was fun. That here or there. So I did that, and then I drove down to Florida last Saturday, and I decided I was like, I'm gonna stop in Savannah, Georgia for the night, Never been to Savannah.
It's a good place.
It was a fun town. I had a good time. I had a very good time. And I didn't even do anything. Like, I think I went to like a bar that was across the street from my hotel for a little bit, hung out, had a couple drinks, and then just went to sleep because I was tired as fuck. Like, it wasn't even a big deal. But I was just like, everybody was just super fucking nice. You know, it was just a very nice town. I was like, man, like I walked along the river before like went to dinner and shit. I was just like, wow, that's fucking cool. Grabbed a good steak, had a glass of JMO, called it good, right?
Nice.
And then drove down to Florida the next day. Coming into Florida, they have a COVID-19 checkpoint. Like going into
Because
Florida.
that's the biggest thing they're worried about, being contagious in Florida.
That's what I was laughing
Don't worry
about.
don't worry about the Florida man's doing.
Right?
Don't worry about
like,
the people coming into the
Don't worry
state.
about people eating bath salts and fucking, like all that
like
shit.
they've had zombies in Florida.
Yeah, right? Like, I was like, that's why it was fucking hilarious. So I stop at fucking this, and the guy's like, he looks at my license plate, my rental car had a Florida license plate, and he's like, welcome home. And I was like, okay. I just kept driving. I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't understand it because I didn't know it had a Florida license plate because you don't pay attention to that shit. And then when I fucking finally stopped in Palatka, I looked down and I was like, oh, okay. There it is. That's what he's talking about. I just lost some audio. There it is.
I like how at first you just assumed you looked like you belonged in Florida.
Yeah, right? I should have been offended. Fuck. Son of a bitch.
I don't fucking live here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, no, take my temperature.
Yeah, right? Fuck.
I don't want that oral shit either.
I should
Come
have
on.
been like, I'm from Texas, motherfucker. So I went down to Florida again, and as Jazz had mentioned, they were commemorating the. I was down there with RCPT, the Round Canopy parachuting team that we've talked about before on the show, and they were commemorating the 76th anniversary of Operation Overlord, the jump into Normandy. They had the Tycho Bell out there, which is a that plane's got a lot of fucking history, man. After it dropped troops into Normandy, and it actually still has the original cable in it from fucking that mission from Overlord.
Oh, nice.
So like when you hook up, you're hooking up to the same cable that dropped dudes
Nice.
back then, which is pretty fucking cool.
Until it breaks.
Until it breaks, yeah. But
You got to reserve.
that's why you got to reserve, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So, but then after the war, it was decommissioned, and it was the Queen of fucking Denmark's private plane for a long time,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
cool.
she donated
Just in
it.
case she needed to exit quickly.
Right. Well, and then they had obviously modified it and had it all prim and proper. And she donated
Don't
it.
ruin this fantasy
To
for me.
this,
I just want to imagine that the Queen of Denmark
Queen's
was just
like,
in there. Just
I'm out. Boom, 1,000,
goggles
2,000,
on,
3,000.
Hook up, my lady.
She's out there. She's like, jumpers, hit it. Fuck it. And then, but then she
just
donated it back
cannonballing
to
out the
this
side.
to this squadron that takes care of that takes care of fucking historic aircraft. And then yeah, she fucking donated that. They ripped it out and made it as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So how do you know it's the same cable?
So this is how I know. They found it rolled up because they built a bathroom and there was a section of the tail that they didn't fuck with, and the cable was rolled up and back there. So when they tore everything out, they found the cable and they're like, fuck is this? And the guy was like, I know what that is. And he's like, this is the fucking cable. They had the guy who, when they were decommissioned it, they pulled the cable and rolled it up.
See, it was actually a
Put
new
it in the
cable, and
back.
that was just in case the Queen wanted to fucking
Maybe.
go a little squirrely.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck.
She was like, string it up.
Dude,
It's a spot of tea and a jump for today.
fucking you know what? That's a monarch that I could fucking get behind,
Right?
dude.
The Queen of Denmark was just like, hook up, shuffle up, boys. It's time to go.
Put your hand on your fucking reserve.
He's just slapping people.
She's sitting there. She's like,
Just throwing fucking stroop waffles out the fucking
she's
door.
like, it's tea time. 6 minutes. Get ready. So,
Have a whole new respect for Denmark all of a
no
sudden.
shit, dude. It's like, fuck. That's a monarch I could get behind. Fuck. So,
Especially
yeah,
if she was hot.
I did that, and then came back
Gonna
yesterday.
send that to yes.
Honestly, though, I was happy to come back. It was. In all actuality, it was
You were
not.
gone for a minute.
I was gone for 10 days, man. Yeah, it was
Jeez.
nice to get out of the house, but I missed my wife. I missed my kids. I missed you fucking degenerates.
Oh,
Work was boring.
we missed you too, buddy.
Like,
I had nobody to hang out with.
I know, dude. Like,
I was so alone.
I did drink my weight in fucking Yingling.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, and I brought this this fine booze that we're drinking. The three of us are drinking right now.
We got a lot of booze to talk about, actually.
Yeah,
We do,
Oh,
man.
we got some thank yous we need to throw out before
Yeah.
we get into that Sono shit, too,
Yeah.
for people that have hooked us up.
I'll
and
save
stuff
mine
like
for
that.
the end.
I stopped by the St. Augustine Distillery in St. Augustine, Florida, because it's about 45 minutes, an hour from Palatka. And a bunch of us went over there, and I did like this little tour. It was just kind of like weather sucked, so we weren't flying. So it was like, fuck it, let's go adventure.
Yeah.
So I went over there and I went in and started sampling the shit, and I liked it. So I was like, man, fuck it, I'm bringing the boys back a couple bottles. So I brought a couple bottles of their Florida's finest, I guess.
So
Florida
there's
straight
the
bourbon.
It is
first
tasty.
thank you we need to throw out is thank you to Mikey for thinking of the boys while you're out and
Aw,
about and
no
bringing
worries,
us back a
guys.
little. You actually brought us back 2 presents.
I did, and then the other present, which I'm actually gonna crack right now. I'm gonna have a sip.
Oh, yeah.
The crew chief
You know what?
of the.
Can I have one of the cherries to throw in my drink?
Yes, yes, you can. Any one of the forks there, bud? The crew chief of the Taco Bell
Peasant old fashioned.
makes his own hooch, and it's fucking wonderful. He
It's not bad.
let me try it, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh
even
shit.
Kira likes it. Kira's like, oh, I smell
Yeah.
it. That smells good.
Kira, I don't think you want this cherry, baby. And I was like, how much is it? And he's like, it's $20 a jar. So I was like, I will take 2, sir. So yeah, so he gave me some blackberry or some black cherry fucking moonshine, which I'm about to sip on.
So there you go.
And I brought it back for the boys. So yeah,
I
Florida.
don't mind if I do.
yeah,
Florida.
for the boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I haven't seen Letterkenny in a minute. I'm gonna have to start rewatching that.
Dude, it's,
I want
are
to
we-
binge
are
it
we
again.
passing the jar?
I want to
Goddamn.
binge
We
it
are.
again before the new season comes out.
When's the new season dropping? Do you know?
I don't know. I know that they're filming it because I've been what do you call it? I've been fucking like following what's her
stalking.
name? I've been following
fuck
the
just
fine young
happened?
lady who plays Katie on TikTok, and they've been filming. So I'm excited for the new season.
I'm a little worried about what just happened.
Yeah,
So Caitlin walked over here, pulled her phone up, and all it says on it is "take a selfie." And as look at it, got enough time to read, and then like went to go look at the camera, and she just hits the button anyway. So it's just my face doing this. But it looks
that
like an
is so
app,
good.
so I have a feeling something bad is about to happen to me.
So what did you bring us? So we got a bottle of what?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, Florida straight bourbon.
And this is Florida port finished bourbon.
Yeah, and I asked the fucking nice hipster behind the counter about it, and he was like, essentially, they took the same stuff. They took this one's bottled in bond at 88 proof, fucking, and then they finished it in port wine barrels, which kicked it up to 102 proof. So
But that's also going to have a little bit more. It's almost an old-fashioned type finish because
Yeah.
the port wine puts some of that kind of herbal chocolate note in there from the port wine because that's
Yeah.
what the fuck it tastes like.
A little bit different than the audible chocolate you're hearing on this show.
But it does. It's a lot like if you've ever had the basil Caribbean cask finished
Oh, yeah.
because that's port finished.
yeah,
And it almost is like kind of the aftertaste and finish that you get from drinking an old fashioned after you've added in like bitters and orange and the cherry and stuff like that. The kind of
another thing
Open
this
those
place
flavors up,
does
but-
is they make mixes. And they make like an old fashioned mix and a mule
Oh, do
mix
they?
and shit. And I'm not a big fan of mixes. I like making my own shit.
it's a little weird on an old fashioned considering that's like fucking simple syrup.
So I said that, and the guy was like, just try it.
Yeah.
So I tried it, and I was like, what the fuck? And essentially, they've nailed it, man. Like, their old-fashioned mix was pretty fucking good. It was like, and I looked at the ingredients, and it's bitters and, like, cherry juice.
Oh, so
and
it's the
fucking,
rest
like,
of the cocktail.
It's
Yeah, it's what it's supposed to be.
It's
Yeah,
non-alcoholic.
okay.
Just add the booze, but it didn't taste terrible. Like, he's like, if you throw this on an ice chunk,
I would buy.
it's not bad.
There's
I
some
would
of
buy
those
a
mixers. It's
I
just
would buy a premix.
Garbage.
I would buy a premix if it was the right balance of the bitters and simple, and then still could just like put an expressed orange and a
Yeah.
cherry in there and be good to go.
And that's what this tasted like. I was actually really impressed with it. So shout out to St. Augustine
Yeah.
Distillery.
There's a place here in town that
good
makes
shit.
an old fashioned that I think nails the bitters ratio like perfectly.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of bars you can go to and get an old fashioned, and like whoever's pouring the fucking bitters has palsy or something. And it's
It's supposed to be 2 dashes.
fuck, man,
It's two dashes of bitters. Is what it's supposed to be.
Jesus.
But yeah, that was my time, boys.
because I've witnessed it.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
exactly
And
what
it's
you're
like,
talking about.
dude,
They're like, they take the thing of bitters and like it's supposed to be like doop doop, and they're like doop 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 doop.
It's like,
like,
bro,
doop, doop, and you're like, hey
you want some
man,
whiskey
I'm
with
like,
your bitters?
yeah.
Fuck.
that shit is strong. I'm gonna need you to
Jesus,
You
it's
just dial that
it's
back a little bit.
aromatic,
It's
man.
funny. It's like, it's almost like, have you ever drank one of these? They're like, no. Well, I mean, you should. You should make one and try.
You should go fuck your life up with this real quick.
Yeah.
Then maybe you'll figure out how to make it correctly.
My fucking tongue just went numb.
So we need to thank Mikey for his gifts that he brought back, and thank you to the boys while he was out and about.
Anything
We got,
for you
we got
boys?
one more
And then we
gentleman
got
to
another
make a
thank you we need to throw down because he made a bit of a road trip to
did.
bring this to us. So.
He went out all the way to Mississippi, bought this bottle, and brought it back to us.
And this is
Yeah.
our good boy, Rich Dirks.
Yep.
And I want to stick with the story of he drove there just to get this bottle and come back and bring it to us.
That's not the story, but it's the story we're sticking with. Yeah.
And speaking of that, let me crack that thing.
It's a bottle of Buffalo Trace, Kentucky straight
As soon as I'm
bourbon
done with
whiskey.
this one, I'll follow you on that.
But it's a single barrel, specifically for Davidson's package in Natchez, Mississippi, and I think I probably fucked that all up.
So
but the cool thing about this,
Davidson's package in Nut Cheese, Mississippi. Got it.
he gave us a little insight on it because I guess he sat down with the owner and talked to them for a little bit about how they selected the barrel because they actually got to go down and select the barrel.
Four Roses does that too. We'll
Yeah.
let certain
I take
places
it back.
do barrel selections.
I'm
and stuff.
confusing two different tastings we've done today.
You are.
My bad. That is not the right story with the right bottle of booze. We did a tasting earlier today, and he gave me the story about how they picked that.
'cause-
But no, Rich is one of the boys that we went on that dog and knife hunt with. Mikey
Yep.
and I did.
Yep.
And,
Good fucking
He's one of the
guy,
I Eat
man.
Ass boys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's a
And,
good fucking dude. He's a redacted.
He does something like that.
Similar to that. He
Nothing like fucking good dudes.
I love
I
fucking
think-
good dudes.
You can't talk about any of this
Yeah,
at
we
this
need
point.
to cut all this.
Okay, we'll cut all that.
Redacted.
Rich, thank you for the bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry for yeah.
But anyways, so we've gotten through the thank yous. We know what we're drinking. Why don't we cover what we're smoking real quick?
Ooh, what am I smoking? John, what brand is this?
Jasum Crawl, JSK.
Yeah. And
So
this is,
Jasum Crawl is one of the first cigar manufacturers that came out with a CBD cigar. And they actually did it the right way. They involved really smart people and laboratories and all that fun stuff. It wasn't like they're just adding essential oils and calling it an infused cigar.
Yeah.
Not calling out anybody else, but so Scott and I actually got the pleasure of trying.
He was looking at you, acid.
Scott and I got the pleasure of trying the cigars. They're called Nugs, Nuggz, and they are
Classy.
CBD infused. And I wanted to try them because I wanted to know if it tasted like it or if it smelt like it or anything like that. And it literally was one of the most well-constructed cigars I've ever smoked. And you got
The perks of CBD.
and it,
got liquid Motrin
pretty
in
much
smoke form.
it was pretty cool.
So smokable Motrin.
But this one's not that.
No, this is not.
This is
This is
the-
just a pure blend.
Yeah, this is a Kraylot. I don't know the blend. I don't know. I'm getting a little might be the Arapaca. But I'm not sure.
I haven't even lit it yet, so I
Yeah.
can't.
Mikey, what are you smoking, buddy?
I'm on a 7.62 Sumatra, 7.62 Field, my old go-to. Fucking paired very, very well with this this bourbon. So
Yep. Yep.
it's very good.
Yep.
I haven't met anything that this does not pair with.
I
Like
think
the
Met's
7.62.
probably better.
I haven't met a booze that the Sumatra doesn't pair with, man.
Yeah,
Like it's,
I can see that.
It's fucking crazy. It
works well.
and it changes flavor profile.
I'm a huge
so
fan of Sumatras
different.
with coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good
Sumatras
coffee.
and coffee are fucking
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a
favorite.
great breakfast smoke. Like,
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally
but
agree.
but coffee or whiskey. I mean, like it's fucking awesome. Like this is.
weird.
There's a reason this is my favorite.
It's weird. All of our cigars pair with whiskey and rum.
Might be a sign.
Might be by design there, fellas. Shit.
Maybe. I took a page out of Jazz's playbook, and I'm running a 5.56 Garrison Corojo.
I'm right there with you.
Yep.
I was on the last couple trips in. I was helping you guys dispose of some of the vaccines that weren't pretty enough to go out to the customers.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
How'd that roll? Did you guys
It's,
sell out of them jobs?
Almost.
almost.
I figured.
We are danger low.
Yeah.
I think we have like
Maybe a week's worth.
we got
Somebody
like
had asked me while I was out
255
there.
packs left.
Actually, one of the guys walked up and they were like, "Hey, have you ever seen this?" And they showed me a picture on their phone of the vaccine. I was like, "Yeah, I've smoked like 3 of them." I was like,
Yeah, you got to smoke them before
Sure
they
have.
were even released.
Yeah.
because you guys
so-
have. I was telling you guys earlier, you guys have a lot of fans in the SEAL community. and a lot of fans in
Don't
the
hold that
airborne
against 'em.
in the airborne community. So
That's
both
cool.
places I went on this trip,
That's awesome.
I talked about Warfighter tobacco,
Nice.
and they were like, "Oh yeah, I like Warfighter." And I was like, one dude had a sticker on like one of his like bags or something,
Yeah.
and or he had the patch on
Yeah.
one of his bags, on like his flight bag, his
Cool.
helmet bag, and I was like, "Oh, I'd fucking these are my boys," and they're like, "What?" And I was
Speaking
like,
of the
"Yeah,
stickers, about two years ago, my sister in Arizona got jury duty. And so she showed up on day one, and walking into courthouse, you got to go through security and all that stuff. And she's a girl, so she has a purse, and I have to go through her bag and whatever. And so they pull her aside to go through her bag, and they switched over like the security, whatever. I don't know if they were cops or just security guys that were hired for it. The dude had a Yeti cup, and he set the Yeti cup down, and Andrea looked down at it, and he had a Warfighter sticker on it, and she's like, "Hey, nice cup." And the guy's like just oblivious. He's like, "Yeah, thanks," and just doing his job. And she's like, "Nice sticker." And he's like, "Yeah, thanks." She's like, "Yeah, my brother, he's one of the owners of the company." And the guy's like, "Wait, what?"
"Oh, now you want to pay attention, motherfucker."
It was pretty fun. She called me after jury duty and told me all about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
All right.
So no shit.
So
We're getting
no
signs
shit.
from the producer that we need to wrap this
Okay.
bitch up.
So no shit.
So no shit. You were a
So-
bartender doing shit. So
2006 Halloween party in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm fresh out of the I don't know, about a year out of the military, and it's a Halloween party, and it was like super last minute that they were like, "Oh, by the way, if you're working, you have to be in costume."
I fucking hate that.
I hate it so
I've
much.
fucking been there, and it fucking sucks.
And
yeah.
so I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna wear my old set of fucking BDUs. I'm gonna be an army guy for fucking Halloween.
but
You know?
Joe.
Whatever. I'm a civilian. Don't fucking care. But checks the box. My boss is happy because I'm dressed up and I can still work. It's functional.
And you
but-
already have the costume.
Yeah. I don't have to go out and buy anything or try to be, whatever. So
and the old jungles were comfortable, man. You
Oh,
can
they're
bartend
so
in those.
comfortable.
Fuck
Should have just
yeah.
dropped the top.
I rolled the sleeves. I couldn't get in trouble.
Nobody's going to smoke you. Nobody's going to happen.
So about halfway through the night, this dude walks up. He's in costume. I don't no idea who the fuck this guy is. And he's like,
Did you have your rank on?
it's just my straight up uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name tag.
Took it
fucking
out of the closet,
everything.
put it on.
Like it was actually a box, but yeah. And
Didn't iron it before.
no, not at all. It's hot as fuck. The wrinkles will wear out, you know?
Sure.
And this dude's like, he's like, "Hey man, where'd you get that uniform?" I'm like, "I've had it for a while," and I'm fucking slinging drinks at a Halloween party. There's thousands of people here. We're in an outdoor bar. They blocked the whole street off, And he's like, "Where'd you get that uniform?" I'm like, "I had it for a while," and I'm still mixing drinks and everything like that. And he's like, "Well, you can't wear that." And I'm like, "I can wear whatever the fuck I want." And I kept slinging drinks, And the guy's like, "You're not allowed to wear that." And then he's like, "You didn't earn that uniform." And at that point, like, I'm in the middle of mixing a drink and I just stop and I set all the bottles down. And I'm like, "Motherfucker, this is my uniform." He's like, "Well, then you should know that you're not allowed to wear that." I'm like, "I'm also a fucking civilian." I had like facial hair. I didn't have any hair in my head at the time, but
At the time.
shut up.
He grew it out after
I don't
this
have
and
it
then
now
shaved it
either.
off. Yeah.
But yeah, this dude's fucking trying to bust my balls and like borderline calling me out for like stolen valor.
Yeah.
And I was like, for one, like, this is the most accurate uniform you're probably going to see outside of a military installation. Because it's the one that I wore. Like, everything is totally fine on it. I was like, for two, I don't give a fuck. I was like, no FM, no military, whatever the fuck applies to me right now because I'm a civilian.
Yep.
So if I want to wear this, I can wear this. And the guy's like, "Well, you're disrespecting the people that earn that uniform." And I'm like,
So you're just
I don't even have
yourself?
time to deal with you right now because I'm working. So
I would have
been like,
"Suck my CIB, motherfucker."
right? Like,
I would have been like, "Motherfucker, I'm homeless." All right.
This is all I have
I'm
left.
sorry, dude.
They're letting me sling drinks for tonight.
yeah, like, "So I'm on leave, bro. Like, don't call me out." Like, fuck you. Yeah,
Cockbags.
there's
man.
idiots everywhere.
Yep. So, Mikey, what did we learn?
Well, we learned that there's idiots everywhere.
Yeah.
We learned that Florida actually makes decent whiskey, even though
Apparently.
their people are shit shows. We learned that what's the company that makes the CBD? What's that company?
Jasum Crawl, JSK.
Make a fine CBD smoke
Yep.
and a fine regular smoke, apparently.
That's not bad.
We learned that Jazz's fucking security at his home is fucking shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, and that yeah.
I didn't even get to shoot anybody.
And well,
sucks.
we also learned that the tint on a Mini Cooper is Apparently fucking strong.
Go, dude, next time you put tint in your car, if they offer you the ceramic option, go for it.
Yeah, right. It's fucking worth it.
worth it.
Shit. So, yeah. And I think on that note, my fine freedom friends, I'm going to raise this glass.
Well, hold on, you missed something.
Whoa.
What did I? What did I miss?
Well, it's a lesson that we'd like to tell all of our people out there.
Watch
if any
it.
of these fine smokables we're talking about sound tasty and delicious to
Oh,
you,
that's
as
true.
we know that the airborne and SEAL community have learned, if you hit up warfightertobacco.com,
Use that code Freedom Friends.
And I'm going to throw this out there. If you are deployed and you have an APO or FPO address,
you can make this shit happen.
hit us up for a code and we have a special one for you.
Yep.
Yes.
So they like to take care of those that are out there. They wore the uniform. They've earned it regardless of what he did to his bartending career. But they support that. We all do. We love all you guys that are carrying on that tradition for all
John
of us.
got his blood wings a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of different blood wings.
But
Gross.
if you hit it up, use that code Freedom Friends, you get 15% off. They're damn fine cigars.
They are.
I don't work for these fuckers, but I do smoke their shit. So,
Yeah.
but go do that. That was the one lesson that you left out. And
Yeah.
see, you
See
leave
what
for
happens?
1 week and you fucking fall
Fucking
apart.
slipping, dude. Jesus.
We were about ready to pull our funding from the sponsorship.
oh
wait.
Oh wait.
Wait, we got funding? What?
No, that was a lie.
Real quick, Yellow Rose,
You
give us
missed it.
money.
You missed
Traeger,
it. That
give
was
us
last
money.
week.
There's a Patreon. We'll put that in the description.
Sure. Check out our.
Most importantly, like, share, subscribe, hit all those buttons.
Yeah.
But before you do that, Mikey, you had something you were going to do.
Yeah. I was going to raise my glass.
There you go, buddy.
And I was going to give a nice little toast. Thank you for being my freedom friends, fellas. And as always, we invite you out there to tell your mom, tell your friends,
Tell your mom's friends.
ooh, John is still single, looking to mingle. Oh, also, once you smoke on, drink on.
Freedom the fuck on, boys.
That's goddamn right,
That's
boys.
Oh, there it is.
There it
There it
is. All right, feels good. Feels good. This has been NPR. All right, that's it. Y'all have a good one. See you next time.
Wash your hands.
Fucking A. That's what I said. I said fucking wash your hands.